it's all gonna be good. Don't worry about nothing, don't worry about nothing, nothing now. It's all gonna be good. So breathe like you know you should.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are looking at heat maps. Now you might be asking or wondering, Meshach, what is a heat map or what are heat maps? So heat maps are simply powerful tools, alright, that is used to provide visual insights into data by highlighting areas of significance, alright, or areas of importance. And they do this by using color gradients to represent varying levels of activity or intensity. So that is essentially what heat maps are. And so in this particular scenario, all right, the area of importance or significance is we want to see the areas, all right, that are actually making most or bringing in the most sales across various months, all right. And by that, we are going to be using the color green to highlight the figures that are bringing in the most amount, all right. And we are going to use a lighter green color, all right, to show those that are making some effort but are not yet there, all right. And then black, those that are not making any significant effort at all right, or the amounts that are not of significant value at this particular point in time, all right. And so the amounts of money, all right, or total sales that are really high above, we are going to see those as in a green bag with a green background color, all right. And then those that are not up there will be having a slightly green color. Those that are not making it at all will be having a blacker color. This is so that anyone that takes the data set is able to tell and say that, all right, so these are the main places, all right, the main developer month that made the most sales or total sales within this particular point in time, all right. And so if I take this and I say this, I want me to tell them, all right, so in the month of September, this particular developer EA Canada actually contributed a whopping 133 US dollars, all right. And this is the highest, one of the highest total sales that came in during this period, all right. And then we can also see and say that, oh, okay, so in the month of August as well, EA Tiburon also contributed an amount of 160, which is also a higher total sales in this regard, all right. Now if the numbers exceeded 133, we had tens of thousands, we had millions, this green backgrounds would have shifted to those amounts, all right, because in that regard, those will be the amounts with the highest total sales, all right. But in this our small data set, these figures are the total sales holding the highest amount, as you can see right in the data set. And so I'm going to be showing you how this is done, all right, using matrix and then conditional formatting in Power BI. Okay, all right, so let's jump right in. And so we already have our matrix. So normally this is how our matrix will show, this is how our matrix will appear. And then a lot of times we'll try to figure out step by step which months and developers are making the highest sales, all right. But with the use of heat map, we can easily do this without having to go through that problem. So how do we do this? So first and foremost, I'm going to have to format this matrix visualization, make it clean before we apply our conditional formatting, all right. And so if you can see here, we looked at the top 10 developers by the total sales. So this information is only related to the top 10 developers, all right, by the total sales, and we've split the total sales across the various months, all right. And so keep that in mind. And so once we have that, so now that we have this, we can simply go in and do our formatting, all right. And for our formatting, for the layout, we are going to make this none, all right. So we are going to make the layout none, okay, so that we can remove all of the hashes and all of the lines, all right. So if I show you previously, we had all of these lines, all right, all of these lines. By default you have all of these lines in them, all right, and we don't need them in our heat map, all right. And so that is why we went in there to turn it all off, all right, so we don't see the hash and all of that. Okay, all right. So now that we have that, we can proceed to other things that we want to do, like changing the value, the font size, and the font style, all right. And so for the font, for the value fonts, we are going to increase this, all right. I want to increase, make it like bold, like so, all right. And I'm going to use Times New Roman. Okay, all right. So let me increase it a little bit more, like so, like so. All right. So that is my nephew crying. Kindly forgive me. and then we can have like so. All right, like so. Okay, so that should be done for now. And then for the column headers, okay, for the column headers, so we are talking these headers. All right, we can also format that as well. Okay, we can make this like so, and then we can make this that. All right, and then we can also change this. Let me just make it this just for this video sake. All right, so we are going to do just that, and then we can go to the row headers, and these are the row headers. All right, and so we are going to go right in there. I'm going to make bold in this. I'm going to change the color to pure black, and I'm going to increase it a little bit. All right, to 12. This looks fine. All right, okay, so this looks okay. Now let's stretch this out a little bit like so. Stretch this out a little bit like so. Now I don't want to find the totals, because if we still have our totals, it's going to complicate things. All right, and so what we are going to do is we are going to turn the totals off. All right, subtotals and the row totals, we are going to turn it off, and then like so, so that this looks good, right? So this looks good. So if you ask me, I think everything looks okay now. All right, and so like so, but this is still not quite what we want. All right, this is still not quite what we want. So let me just put a border around this for now, so that you don't get distracted. So I'm going to turn this right off, and I'm going to put the borders around them. So I'm going to come to visual border, and then I'm going to make this black. All right, so visual border, and then we are going to increase this a little bit to 2. All right, so that we have something like so. So now we have this. All right, so now that we have this, what do we do next? Okay, so now that we have this, what do we do next? Now we need to go in and work the magic with the conditional formatting. All right, and Power BI already has some things in place to make this happen. And so what we are going to do is, once we select this, what we are going to do is that we are going to now come right here, and we are going to go locate the cell element. Okay, we are going. Hello, I'm Meshach here, and still in the course of the video. Just wanted to take a minute and to let you know that if you're a small business owner or someone trying to break into data analytics, hey, you should know that I can help you move faster without confusion. Over here, I offer one-on-one data analytics coaching where I teach you podcast skills in Power BI, SQL, Excel, Python, alright, and business insights tailored to your goals. Whether it's for improving decisions or landing a role, you are at the right place. I also needed to know that I've also created a Power BI beginner ebook that breaks everything down step by step, no jargon, no overwhelming. And so if you are ready to actually understand data and use it with confidence, I'll ask you to check the links right below. I've attached it to my video. Alright, and you can see, so this is my one-on-one coaching where you can book a coaching session with me, and you can get to ask me questions directly, and I can help you to solve any problem that you are looking to solve when it comes to data analytics. You can also find my ebook here, right? And so if there is something that you like, you can simply go in and then you can purchase it, and it's quite affordable, so you can just go in and purchase it, and trust me that you are going to get the value that you are looking for as you buy this book. All right, so without much ado, I digress. Let's move back to the video. Alright, so we are going to locate the cell elements, and now once we come here, okay, so since we are doing this based on the total sales, you can see total sales right over here. Alright, that is the series. So this entire series, alright, everything in here, the entire value is called our series. Now you can change it if you use something else. Alright, but in this regard, it's total sales that we are using it, so that is why you see only total sales. Okay, and so once we have this, now what you can simply do is that now you can either use a background color, but in this case we're using the background color because we want to use a color to quickly identify those figures. All right, and so we are going to turn this background color on, and voila, you can instantly see everything happening. All right, and so Power BI has given us this color. In this regard, it uses the color blue, all right, to indicate. So a deep blue is indicating that particular sales, all right, is really at the peak. All right, a deep blue is indicating that particular sales within that data is really at peak, and then a light blue and very light blues show that those particular sales or values still have a long way to go. All right, and so if you look at this 0, you can see that this is 0, there's nothing. All right, but if you look at this 16, at least it shows some improvement. when it looks at 133, 116, 118, 115, and so on and so forth, these are the ones that are really at the peak. All right, so anyone that takes the data set is able to easily tell that, all right, so these are the figures within this particular data set that have the most value. All right, that have the most value, and then the light ones are those that are not really doing quite well. Okay, and so what if you don't want this color, you don't want to use this color? Now you can easily do that by going to the conditional formatting function. All right, and then once you go to the conditional formatting function, you are going to come right here and you are going to identify and say that, all right, you know what, for my lowest I don't want it to be blue. For my lowest, maybe I want it to be let's say, let's use a different color. I want the lowest to be this, like so. All right, and for the highest I want it to be still green. So for the highest, let's still use green. All right, like so. So you can just select this, and then once you're out, we can also even add a middle color. So those figures that are not yet below a certain threshold, but at the same time they are not also above a certain threshold, so they are just in the middle. All right, around 40s to 80s and things like that. All right, so you can just give it a color, all right, just to identify those ones as well. And with that we can just use a color like so. Okay, and now if you click on OK, now you're going to see all of that happening right here. And so those in black are those that are really falling short, and then you can see those in the middle area, they are trying to perform but they are not really performing. You can still see that those in the middle area that are actually pushing forward, they are a bit deeper than those that are just there. All right, and so you can see 66 is showing a strong resistor, a strong color within the middle bracket. 80 is even showing a stronger color within that bracket. All right, but the green ones, the green colors are the ones telling us that, all right, when it comes to this particular one, they are the one doing very well within the particular data set. All right, and so anyone that takes this is able to easily look at this and identify and say, all right, without having to go through the entire visualization, trying to figure out what is really going on. We can just see this and say, all right, so for the greens we have 1 2 3 4. So these particular values are at the peak, and they are at the peak in September, August, November, and again November. And these high total sales are from EA Canada, EA Tiburon, and then we have Infinity Ward, and again we have Tree Arc. All right, or Tree Arch. All right, so you can easily just look at this and really identify and tell the story behind what is really going on, and we are able to do all this because of conditional formatting in Power BI. And so yes, I do hope this video was helpful. If it was, hey, do be sure to leave a like to this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can join the Nakama, so that when I upload a new video like this, you'll be the first to be notified. If there's something that I missed, something I could have added, something that you still want me to go over, be sure to leave that in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to check on it. And if I need to get back to you on that, I will be sure to get back to you on that. And so without much ado, I'm going to bring the curtains to an end on this particular video. I really do hope this video was very well understood and you loved it. All right, and so yes, like I always say, do be sure to take care of yourself, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next one. See ya.